What's up, Blazebodyz? Thanks for coming back. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. We have finally getting some nice weather today, but don't get used to it. It's going right back down to the cold. That's okay, because actually that's perfect, because that segues us into the subject at hand, and that today will be, we're going to talk about patience. Patience is something we don't all have. I joke around and say that I'm patiently impatient. If you're going to commit yourself to a goal, that goal could be weight loss. It should be fat loss, but fat loss or weight gain or putting on some muscle, you're going to have some patience. And I blame the, I don't want to say the failure. I just want to say I blame the downfalls of most people's goals, the frustration. I blame it all on the internet and our current day technology with social media and all. I've said this before, the worst thing that ever could have happened to the fitness industry is social media. There's too much misinformation. The ratio of misinformation to valid, usable, beneficial information is so far over to the miss side that it ruins everyone's aspirations. You know, there is a term that you've all heard. It's called paralysis from analysis. That's pretty much sums it up. Too much information. You got to get back to the basics, and you have to have a good understanding of how the human body works. We talked about this in my last segments. If you know the process and how it works, you will have a better understanding, and you'll get it. You'll be more patient knowing that things are coming. But with, like I said, social media and all this ridiculous amounts of misinformation out there, people think they can just pack on muscle and look like these freaks. I used to say in the magazines, but the magazines are gone now. You know, this just all the freaks online, like Instagram and so on. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. You don't magically put muscle on in a week. You don't magically put muscle on in a month or even a year. It takes years and years of consistency, dedication, and so on. Yes, I'm excluding the implementation of gear, or otherwise known as steroids, because even being on drugs, it doesn't magically appear and happen. It doesn't happen like that. It's the same for weight loss. You can speed up the process and lose extra fast or gain extra fast, but by doing that, you're only going to screw things up. And if you're trying to gain, you're going to put more of a ratio of body fat on than muscle. And if you're dropping too fast, you're overdoing things, you're going to freak your body out, and it's going to lose more muscle than body fat. So you have to be patient and understand that it takes a particular rate of time to get there. I am now literally 15 weeks from the competition that I did, and I'm up about 31 pounds. It's taken me 15 weeks to slowly get up to 31 pounds. And I know in that 31 pounds, a third of it is body fat, a third of it is muscle, and a third of it is water. But in my particular situation, I had dieted down so hard to my competition, I had lost a really good amount of muscle. Admittingly, I know that. I've been doing this for like 3 decades. I know my body, and I know you can't just go by pictures. I know myself personally that I dropped a lot of muscle. And I did it on purpose because I was trying to get into the lower weight class. Well, in my situation in this past 15 weeks or so, a good amount of it came back from muscle memory, but along with it came body fat. I'm okay with it. I expect that. I'm not used to it. It's uncomfortable for me to be walking around with barely visible abs. I still have some remnants of some lines in there somehow because a good majority of it was muscle. But I know that it's gonna take a while. Like my goal originally was to get back up to 200 and then bring myself back down to my usual 185 that I bring myself down to for my birthday every year. But this year I want to go about it a little different. I'm going to try to go up a little heavier and then bring it down. But I know it's going to take a while. I mean, sure, I could start being a slob and just eat like shit every single day and pack on 10 pounds a week. But I know I'm going to end up being sloppy, and most of it'll be body fat. I don't want that. I don't mind the 1/3 ratio of it being body fat, because I know I need to put some fat on with that muscle. The muscle building process, believe it or not, is reliant on body fat. Now, powerlifters overdo it, and they take it to way over. They think that statement that I just said, it's just like the wine drinker that hears that drinking 1 glass of wine a day is good for you, and they end up drinking 1 bottle a day, thinking more is better. Well, powerlifters think that it's the same mind frame. They think that, oh, if I put on body fat, I'll get way stronger and put on more muscle. No. Actually, the more body fat you put on too fast will hinder your performance, because it'll lower your natural testosterone production, because more estrogen causes more fat gain. More fat gain causes a reduction of testosterone. So you got to go about it slower, a slower process. And again, most people do not have patience, especially this younger generation that lives on social media. They see some dude, jacked online, and they think they can get like that like in a week by taking ginormous amounts of drugs and SARMs and peptides and all kinds of stuff. They think they're gonna look like the top 3 of the Olympia in like 3 weeks. It doesn't work like that. I personally know from like about 20 to 30 years of competing, every year I used to put at least 40, 50 pounds on in the off season, and again, a lot of it was fat. And then I would shred down the contest time, get on stage, and I knew what my body fat percentage was, because that's what I do for a living. So I was checking my own body fat, and every year I would get down to around the same body fat percentage, in the area of 4 to 5%, and at around a certain weight. So I would go off season after the show, I'd pack on 30, 40-ish pounds. And then when I came down the following year, I would be the same body fat percentage, but I would be up around 2 or 3 pounds more than the previous year. See, that entire year of killing it in the gym, packing on that weight, slamming it every single day, eating clean, not like a slob. I was only putting on like 3 solid pounds of muscle, real muscle. And I live a pathetically clean life. I don't go out. All I do is work. Work out. That's all. That's all I do. I don't go out. I don't party. I don't do. Literally live what I do. I practice what I preach. So, with all that being said, I know it was going to take a whole year, if I was lucky, to put on 3 or 4 pounds getting on stage. But these younger kids living on social media think they're going to magically, by taking this pre-workout and this pre- and post-workout and this particular magical supplement with SARMs and all kinds of stuff, they think they're gonna look like the freaks you see on stage at the Olympia or the Arnold or the top 3 It's not going to happen. And all that goes the same direction in relation to weight loss, fat loss. You're not going to get shredded to the bone overnight. That's going to take a good 6 months nonstop. I mean, and it depends on where you started at. If you're a slob and you're starting at 30% body fat, it's going to take you over a year of consistent suffering and doing it right to get yourself down to competitive levels of body fat. For a woman, you want to get down to around 8 or 9% to get on stage. If you're a guy, you want to be half that, 4.5 on stage. That's how low you have to get. And you can't, your body is way smarter than you even know. So if you think, oh, I'll take that off faster, I'll take a ton of fat burners and go so far as to go on some, growth hormone and all kinds of all the idiotic stuff that's out there, like DNP and all that stuff, you're not taking, your weight will drop, but you're going to end up losing all your muscle. So you have to do it slow. Slow. It's a process. You can't expect things to happen overnight. It doesn't work like that. All right. Well, I gotta go. I talk too much. We're like 13 minutes into this video. I hope you all have a great day. I hope everything that you're trying to achieve is getting done. Spring is on the way, at least for today. And we get some snow on the weekends, but hopefully that doesn't happen. I'll see you all soon. If I hadn't already said it, get to the gym and give it your all, and then some. I'll see you all very soon.